What's up? It's your girl, Marie, and you are rocking with From the Yard on WSUB 106.1. As you know, From the Yard is the ultimate platform where we welcome our Southern University alumni to come sit on the couch with me and tell me all of the amazing things that they're doing, the journey that they have been on, and just the amazing legacy that they are leaving behind. And today, let me tell you, I have a beautiful powerhouse gem that is joining me, okay? When I tell you, she is an author, she's a writer, and she also played on the Southern University softball team, and she was a team captain, okay? Please, without further ado, help me welcome the one and only Desiree.
I love that. I love that, yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm so glad. I haven't seen you in years. And I just saw you walking. I was like, look at my sis looking good. Oh, my gosh.
Hi, girl.
You know?
Yes.
Like, it's just amazing. So I really just want to peel back the layers of just Desiree, you know, when it comes to just how you even came to be the amazing woman that you are. And just even from I want you to take us back to the beginning of how you even, you know, when it comes to you growing up in Houston and even what led you to Southern University and how did it feel earning a full scholarship?
So I actually, I went to school in Southeast Houston and there were two teachers in high school. I always knew I wanted to go to HBCU. I don't know. I felt like it was my calling. It was on my spirit. And Coach Joyner, Will Joyner, and Coach Shepard, Allery Shepard, they both are graduates of Prairie View. And so the way that they just lit up when it was homecoming week for them, and I mean, this was years ago. I graduated in 2010. But the way that they lit up and they talked about like their colleagues and their friends, like it meant a lot to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, when I graduate, like I'm gonna go to HBCU. I betrayed them, and I did go to Southern University. Yeah,
they became my moments of PV, so don't worry.
Yeah, the signing day, they were like, "Oh, this was not the reveal we were expecting." But I knew that I wanted to go off to school. I think just being the oldest, I felt like I was a second mom in the house, and I'm like, I need to get away. And so, I actually went to a tournament. It was always a big tournament, college exposure at Ford Park in Beaumont. And at the time it was Nancy Marshall and Coach Mark Maddox. And so they were recruiting and they came and sat and my mom gave them a player profile and we were in contact ever since. And so that's actually how I even got into Southern University.
Wow.
And it's like once you get one coach, then it was like Tony at TSU, Coach Blanchard at PV. And so they were all starting to like, oh, well, who is this person? But ultimately, I decided to go to Southern University. My official visit was homecoming, so they did their big one.
See, you know what? I'm starting to pick up the pieces and understand what they're doing. They reel you in because that was my first my first experience with Southern was seeing my sister at homecoming. I see what y'all doing, Southern.
Yes, and they knew exactly what they were doing because not only was I there for homecoming, but I also got the chicken. Oh, we got to take you by the yeah.
Girl.
So I got my chicken.
The chicken.
So I got my chicken.
The Blue Stove chicken,
yes.
Right? Girl.
I got my chicken. So I got my chicken and I got my potato wedges.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Those potato wedges are good.
Yes.
People be sleeping on those potato wedges.
Yes. So
You're making me hungry right now.
Yes. I was sold. I was like, oh, yes. And of course, my mom looking around. I'm like, I don't care. When we see these rundown places, I know I'm about to eat good.
Ooh.
So, and I know they've revamped since then, but that's how they got me.
And I heard they have multiple locations now.
Yes, they have multiple locations.
Is it the same?
Everyone says that the one on our campus is still the best.
It's the best.
Which, of course.
The original.
Yes. So, yeah, they got me on my visit. And, of course, I remember, Jasmine. I cannot think of her last name right now. I can't even think of her last name. She was older than me.
Okay.
But she was the person who was over me for my recruiting. And she could tell that I was like super excited. And I remember we were leaving off the yard. She was like, I'm going to just get you something quick because I got to take you back to the hotel. We got a curfew. So we stopped at the Jack in the Box right over the hump.
Hey,
and
that's a staple.
Yes. So she was just like, girl, you got to play hard to get. Like, you can't, I see how you looking. Like, don't tell them right now. Like, go back home. Let them think. Let them get their money together. she was like, even if like you don't want to go to these other schools, she was like, just have have fun and then sign. And so I waited a couple of months, and then I ultimately decided to go to Southern University. So the full scholarship I was not expecting, but I loved that.
Come on.
I know that was, one of the make or breaks. My mom being a single mother, even when she saw that I was going to Louisiana, she was just like, you're going to give up your academic scholarship. Because I graduated top 10% of my class.
Oh, so you already had an academic scholarship.
I had an academic scholarship.
Oh, my goodness. Wow,
but
that's good.
the catch is you have to go to a school in Texas in order for you to get it. And so once I decided I was going to Louisiana, or I was going to go to school in Louisiana, it was null and void. Wow. And so my mom, she just didn't understand it. And so we were talking to them, and I was able to get some academic scholarship money as well from Southern because I scored so high on my ACT. But it worked out. And so we got to Southern, and here we are, 2-time graduate now.
Period. So okay, 2-time graduate. Let the people know. Let the people know what you graduated with, baby.
2-time graduate of Southern University. I got my bachelor's in biology.
Come on.
And my master's in microbiology. So I actually started off as a crime lab analyst.
Ooh.
I basically was a resident of Louisiana. I was there for 10 years. And then I transferred back home and then got into education. That's a whole other story.
Wow.
So, but yes.
That's powerful. Just the fact you biology and microbiology. Girl.
I love science.
That is a beautiful thing. Seriously. Ooh, I can't wait to unravel that some more. And so you were a standout on the women's softball team, and congratulations again about receiving that scholarship. And even served as the team captain because you was running stuff. Let them know. Your senior year. What lessons did you experience that taught you about leadership and perseverance?
Ooh, so honestly, the leadership, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you know me. I partied. I had a time.
Hey, you have a good time at Southern. Period.
I had a time. I had me a time, and so I think for me, it was just being able to manage it. There were times where, we had teammates on academic probation and teammates who had to go home at winter semester. I wasn't going home. I'm like, absolutely not. I love it here. I'm staying here. I'm not going home. Like, I'm good. I only have to worry about myself. And I love my baby sisters, but I'm like, oof, I just have to worry about myself. I'm not going home. And so I think me just being able to manage all of that, I was able to help others.
Wow.
And then being in biology, a lot of the times we were required to do study hall.
Oh.
And so I'm in there helping some of the football players, some of the basketball players, like, hey, can you help me with this? And so I think also helping other people, it made me make sure that I was on my P's and Q's so that I could do that. So because I knew I had to help with this person with tutoring after practice and this person after film or after weights, it was easy for me to, okay, in my planner, I have to have this, and this done before I go to lunch. I need to have this, and this done before I go to practice. And so I think just being on top of things, and I also just feel like being an oldest daughter, it wasn't anything different from at home. I know I have until this time to this time before my sisters get home, because high school we got out at like 2:30. And so it's like I have this period of time to get what I need to get done because my mom is working 2 jobs. And when they come in here, I have to help them with their homework. I have to help prepare dinner. I have to help with their hair. And so I think just at an early age, I was always living out of a planner. Wow. And knowing that I had a schedule that I had to stick to. And so it made it an easy transition for me in college.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything difficult. But I will say my senior year, I think being named captain, it was a really huge deal for me just because of what we were going through. So at that time, and I'm not even going to give him I'm not even going to speak his name because he doesn't even deserve that recognition in this space. But he was not a good choice for our program.
Wow. And
he was not one of us. And so till this day, I don't even know why he was hired. But he was a very nasty, racist man who made very crazy comments. And even though I wasn't directly affected by it, I seen how my teammates were affected by it. And so we were actually supposed to leave to go to Denton. We had a tournament, North Texas. And I let my teammates know. I said, hey, I'm just letting y'all know I'm probably going to get sent home. I will not be at the bus. I am not going. I refuse to play for this man. He is not a good representation of our program. He is not trying to represent us. I mean, he made comments about our hair, our shape, the food we ate, our school, the condition.
I did not know that was going on.
Oh, terrible. He was a terrible man. And I just decided, I told my mom, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if they are required to pay for the rest of my school. I never really looked at, I mean, you sign your scholarship that first year, but it's like, once I'm here, I'm here. I had no intentions of ever transferring. So every year it was renewed and I never looked at it. So I told my mom, like, I don't know what this looks like, but I won't be there until I know I'm going to get kicked off the team. And once I took a stand and said I wasn't playing for him, multiple people were like, well, I'm not going. Well, I'm not going. Well, I'm not going. And I remember getting a phone call at the time. Dr. Broussard was our athletic director.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, what's going on? Like, you started something. And I apologized. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I don't know what this looks like. I said, I'm hoping that I'm not putting you in a compromising position, because amazing man. To this day, if I called him and said, hey, I need a letter of recommendation, if I needed anything, he would do it. His family, they're great people. But I just let him know, I'm sorry if I put you in a bad position, but I cannot move forward on this team if he's going to be our coach. And they actually pulled us from the tournament. He was like, hey, can you meet us at the field house, upstairs where the meeting room is? And we had a meeting. And of course, when we got in there, the man was denying, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. And then it turned into a situation where he's attacking me because some people they don't feel comfortable to say anything. And I didn't care. I'm like, I know you said it. I started taking notes. I started recording little things. You said it. You did it. I don't want to be a part of your team anymore. And I remember at the time I was off campus and he just kept lying. And I remember looking at Dr. Broussard and I was like, hey, the cafe is about to close. Like, I'm hungry. He's lying. This is a waste of our time. And he was like, okay, well, we'll conclude it here. I'll give y'all a phone call. We went as a team to the CAF. I'm talking about the CAF about to close. I'm not even living on campus anymore. I need somebody swipe. So we left. And I mean, it was just, I didn't know. My mom was upset with me. She's like, you're going to throw everything away. And they got rid of them. So after that, suddenly I'm team captain. And so wow, that was probably like a shift in our program where I really started to see things change. New uniforms, socks, trainers actually being at our practice. No shade, but I do think sometimes we kind of got pushed to the side. And that's when I started seeing changes. The news, they came, and that was our turnaround season. We started off, it was terrible. It was like 0-20. And then we ended up finishing second in the SWAC going into conference. We ended up losing the day before championship. But it was a good run, and I think it was just a great turn of events just from how it started.
Absolutely.
With the coach to our record to how we finished. And so, that was a lot of people. You would think like, oh, your senior year, like that was awful. But it showed me like the resilience and like the integrity that I had. And it was a trying time, but it was worth it. And I remember after that, like, different news people coming and talking to us. I had the opportunity. My mom told me not to do it, but they wanted to talk about the coach. But my mom was like, don't do it. Just let it be. Like, they've removed him. And then, of course, that coach goes on and makes his post and talks about HBCUs and how we don't have discipline. And that's why our schools look how they look. Oh, yeah, he had everything to say. But this is also a guy who, if you did your research, put his hands on a player the previous season.
If y'all could see my eyes in studio, my eyes got big.
So he was not a good fit. But I think just being trusted moving forward to like, you're our team captain, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, like sis, just you even breaking that down, I'm just inspired by you and the power of your voice that you have. Like, you literally made the team pivot. Like, you stood up. You stood up and you said, I am not going to tolerate this. So I commend you on doing that, because we're a HBCU. You know what I'm saying? We should be treated as held to the highest standard, not looked down upon about anything. So I'm so glad that your team rock with you. You know what I'm saying? And like you literally came, you stand 10 toes down and said, this is what actually happened. So even just you saying that, like, girl, sis, what they be doing now? Clock it.
Clock it.
Wow.
And we did.
Wow.
Got him up out of there.
Yeah. And it's just amazing to see how your life, like how God was just moving your life from just the moment of like you just being in existence. You know what I'm saying? Like understanding what that schedule looked like. Even whenever you were going back and you were talking about study hall and how you were helping people, you were literally leaving your mark in every place when it comes to Southern. You were helping people out on the football team. Like you just mentioned at study hall, like, because people don't realize that we be struggling sometimes in class. And all it takes is that one person to say, look, hey, you got this. Let me break it down for you in this way that other than maybe the professor couldn't have done that.
Right.
So the fact that you were literally taking the time out and pouring into people, my goodness, like, girl, come on. Look, I didn't know that. Look,
Yes,
come on. Period. Wow. Oh, my gosh, girl. I did not.
It was
I'm about to call my
terrible.
best friend up. Why you didn't tell me this?
Yes, it was bad.
I didn't.
Yes, it was bad. And it was just confusing. Like, why is he here? I mean, and it was from day one. It was from day one. And I feel like sometimes, because we don't know what he was told before he came in, but I think sometimes in these spaces, we see this white savior, God complex a lot of times. And the way that he came in, that was how he acted and how he moved. And we've always competed. We've never been a bad team. We would always finish at the top and go to the tournament. So we didn't need that. We needed people to want to come in and like give to the team, donate to the team.
Yeah.
We needed fundraising.
Yeah.
We didn't need
a true support system.
Yeah, that's what we needed.
Yeah.
Bringing people in. And the Blue Boys, I love them. Ryan Brown is like
wow.
one of the main
the
people.
Blue Boys.
The Blue Boys.
My goodness.
10 toes. I love them forever. So they were always there. And I think sometimes, because I'm like, that's not, someone said something like a field goal. I don't remember. He said the wrong reference. And I'm like, this is softball, but I don't even care. But I think sometimes people came for the Blue Boys and their shenanigans. But I appreciated it every time. But yeah, we needed support. We didn't need Hitler. and that's literally what he was. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad you stand 10 toes down.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, question, what were some of your favorite moments as a Jaguar athlete, either on the field or around campus life at Southern?
Okay, so my favorite, you said, so it can be for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Pretty Wednesdays.
Pretty Wednesdays
were
a thing.
lit. Yes, that was probably the only time I put on clothes. Because any other day, I'm like, oh, yes, we got new sweats. I'm going to wear that on Monday. I'm going to wear my old sweats on Tuesday.
Yep.
So Pretty Wednesdays were my favorite. I would have to say the phone parties. I'm whispering this because I don't know who's listening. The phone parties. I love the phone parties. Honestly, anything in the circle. Like a lot of the times,
be popping.
Yes, a lot of the times people think of the events, but like the circle, when people are just chilling, and then the next thing you know, there's like a food truck and they're selling crawfish nachos and snowballs.
Oh man!
But it's like, how do we even get here? Because it started off with someone's car parked and they just playing music.
Yep.
And then the next thing we know, it's a whole function.
Yep. People dancing in the lot, everything.
Yes. So I would say Pretty Wednesdays, the phone parties are lit. Anything in the circle, fry fish.
Come on,
Fridays.
Fry fish Fridays
And Rebby Monday.
Yeah, hello, every time.
I don't care. I'm gonna be in line. I'm trying to get there as soon. Oh, yes,
I'll be back for a second plate.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm trying to think. It was just it's so hard to just pick a few things. There were so many different things. Even the basketball games, like.
Yeah.
Going to, what was the name of that place? We would go to, because I would get a lacumba. It was a daiquiri. place down Airport.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking. I can't
End
think of the
zone.
name.
End zone.
Yes.
So we would go to end zone, and then we would go to the basketball game. In softball, we were silly. So we would be in there, Golden Blues. We act like we was the Golden Blues. And the girls would be seeing us and laughing. They would do their little, 8 count, and then we'd be in there. So it was just so many things. It's so many different things that were fun. Thicker than the Snicker pageant. Those are my favorite pageants.
Come on. See, people don't understand that we be having pageants.
Yes.
It's nothing like a HBCU experience. Let me say it's nothing like a Southern University experience.
Absolutely.
Let me clarify that.
Yeah, so there are just so many different things that, people don't think about. Even the football game, the tailgate, we love that. But fifth quarter, have you ever sat through a fifth quarter?
Let the people know what fifth quarter is.
It's just, obviously, we're shutting it down.
Period.
Reigning champions and everything. I know people are going to be like, no, the human jukebox on top, the standard, forever.
Period. I don't care where they at.
Just being able to experience that, because at the game, yes, we have our halftime show in between, different plays. They can play back and forth, but fifth quarter is like no mercy. You bring your best, bring your baddest band out,
Yep.
And then we go back and forth.
Yep.
So that's just an experience in itself. And I feel like people that truly appreciate it, those are the people that are there. And just being able to share that experience and not knowing, like, we don't know what's coming next, but you might hear one sound and everyone is just like, no, they are not about to play that. Yep. And that's what happens. So, man, yeah, I feel sorry for people that didn't get to experience HBCU.
Yeah.
And obviously education is education. Like, I'm glad, as African Americans, as Black people, that we are going and we are doing it. But an HBCU experience. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, facts. There's nothing like education with getting an experience with it.
Absolutely.
How did your years at SU, both academically and personally, influence the woman who you are today?
So being at Southern University, honestly, like, it just taught me, if you're not gonna create a space at the table for me, I'm gonna build my own table. You're not letting me through the front door. That's okay, because I'm about to go through the back door. It's always a way. There's always going to be a way. I'm always going to make a way. And I think just being at Southern University and being around this Black excellence that they swear is non-existent, it really just, like, lit fire to my soul.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it did change me. I will say that it did change me. But I think going from a school where I was a little Black speck in my AP classes, I was a little Black speck on my softball team, and then going somewhere where my professors, my grad assistant, the librarian, the cafeteria lady, shout out to Miss Yvette, love her down.
Come on.
So it's where everyone looks like me. I think I really just thrived.
Wow.
And just knowing, like, I tell people all the time, I never met a stranger at HBCU.
Yeah.
Never met a stranger. And everybody just wanting to see you win. And so I think for me, it made a difference. And it's kind of like when you get to the top, and I'm not at the top, I'm still trying to, get where I need to be. But it's easy for me to, like, you come with me. You come with me. Like, I'm reaching my hand out. Do you need help? Do you need mentorship? Networking? Who can I connect you with?
Wow.
And so I think that made a huge difference for me and just how I move forward. Because I think a lot of the time people, when they speak of Black people, I heard someone mention, the crabs in a bucket. But I don't believe in that. I didn't see that at Southern University.
Wow.
I had friends, as simple as, hey, it's 15 minutes past, but the professor is here. He got us passing around attendance. You want me to sign your name? Just little simple
Literally,
stuff like that.
Family there.
Yes, it's a family. And so just for people to speak that way, it's never been a situation where, like, it's enough for everybody, And I think a lot of times they think we don't want to be resourceful. Once we get there, we don't want to help people. I never seen that at Southern University.
Yeah.
And so I'm just doing my due diligence at this point. Like, someone was there for me. Someone was on me. Some of my professors, I'm like, okay, ma'am, you're not my mama, but that's how they are. Like, home away from home, I'm going to look out for you. And so I think now that I feel like I'm in a position to do the same, I'm always making sure, even if they don't want to. I kind of feel like, and that's funny, I have a student now, my first group, they're in high school now, that I taught. And she's looking at Howard. And I'm like, girl, all this Southern stuff, like, what are you talking about, Howard? But I'm going to help you because it's HBCU, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, is there something that you need from me? Let me know, because I know people from Howard. And so, yeah, I think it just shaped me into, like, everybody got to go. We're all going.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's been my thing. Like, whatever you need to thrive, to grow as a person, anything, I'm going to be as resourceful as I can. And if I can't do it, I know some other people that will, because Southern University, again, bleeds Black excellence. It's so many people, even people that I graduated with, went into Southern University with. I always tell people fall 10, because sometimes, you know, the semesters get a little weird with how the classes are offered. But fall 10, it was a great group, that group that I went in with. And I mean, they're all just so resourceful, and they are so, I mean, just amazing, highly accomplished people. So it's like, if I can't do it, I know somebody who can.
Sis, such a beautiful spirit, seriously.
Thank
and like you
you.
said, it just bleeds. Like, come on, Southern University, just the impact that you had at Southern University. Like, I'm just blown away. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with the one and only Desiree giving us all of the tea from Southern University. We'll be right back.
Support for this program comes from TRG Financial, helping families, professionals, and brands develop clear, coordinated plans for savings, retirement, and estate needs, bringing organization to financial uncertainty. More at trg-financial.com.
Welcome back to From the Yard on WSUB 106.1 with your girl, Marie. And I got Desiree in the house with me. And y'all, talk about a powerhouse, an ultimate powerhouse. We were just diving in all about the amazing things that she has been accomplishing, the 10 toes that she stood down on when things weren't working out. And she just had a pivotal season for her softball year, And I remember you mentioning, sis, you majored in biology and got your master's in microbiology. What stemmed that spark for science? Like, where did that even come from?
You're going to laugh at me because it is so unserious. So growing up, I was obsessed with Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus.
Yes.
See?
So I loved her.
I love that.
I loved her. I was obsessed with her. And that honestly is why I really like science. And then as I got older, the shift in like what you watch on television changed. Probably shouldn't have been watching Law and Order with my mom.
Hey,
but I want to say, I want to say by like 4th grade, I'm watching Law and Order SVU, all the cold case files, forensic files. We were watching all those things.
Yeah.
But we actually started watching Dr. G, the medical examiner. And that's when I really was like, oh, I think I want to do forensics. And by 8th grade, I was like, yep, this is what I'm going to do. And so I went to science camps when I could if I wasn't playing sports. And then I did like the UIL with the science. So I competed in junior high and high school.
I love that.
And so we did those things. But I've always had an interest in STEM. And then, of course, I am going to focus my studies on biology because I ultimately wanted to be a pathologist and work in forensics.
That's crazy. I wanted to do the same thing.
I wanted to do that, but didn't happen. That's okay. But yeah, I went in with all intentions of being in biology. I did the forensics, so I worked as a crime lab analyst for 5 years. So I did do it, but I didn't feel like I was serving my purpose. I started getting very desensitized to what I was seeing. That was a concern for me. But we did have to do community service. And so through our community service, we would go and we would help with these high schools with their STEM programs. And that's actually what made me kind of think like, can I teach? Like, do I want to be around kids? And once I transferred, and I absolutely hated working forensics here in Houston. It was a lot. I was on call. I didn't care for it. And so when I called my mom, who this is like her 33rd year in education, she was like, well, why don't you try? Yeah, she was like, so why don't you try? And so my first year, I was a substitute teacher, and I did freshman biology and recovery credit biology for seniors. and I loved it. And so they gave me the long-term position.
That's good.
And so that's how I actually got into education. And I decided, like, you know, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to stay the course. And now this is my 6th year in education.
Come on.
And I love it. And I'm still being able to do a little bit of science. So I'm doing math and science. And it's not too late. I sometimes go back and forth with, like, am I fulfilled? And I am. I do think, like, working with students and being able to see their growth, and from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, seeing multiple families and siblings. So that's a thing now. I had a student today, and he asked me, he was like, so how do you rank us? And I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's the end of the week. I got you up here. Your sister's in the middle. Your brother's down here. And so that's like a joking, like, they actually think I'm, like, ranking the siblings. And so that's been cool to see, like, the different, just the different generations go through, if it's a cousin or a brother or a sister. So that's been nice. But I just, you know, I tell myself, if there comes to a point where I still want to pursue it, I'll study and take the MCAT, see where it takes me. But right now I'm happy in education. If anything, if I was to leave the classroom, I've only considered just, like, curriculum, going on the curriculum side and, like, the design. I think sometimes we don't give our students what they need, because I am in what would be considered a tier 1 school. Some of these kids, they don't get to travel to Spain. They never traveled to Italy, Paris. They don't know what that looks like. And so sometimes I think when it comes to how they write the curriculum and the stories that they use, they can't connect to it. And so I think if it was up to me, like, if I could do curriculum and just make it more realistic for them, I feel like I would be doing my part. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at now. How I got into science, still teaching a little bit of science. Not how it used to be, but I think there's a difference with going from, like, a crime lab. Can't help them. You're really just trying to figure out what happened, solve the case. And I mean, it is closure for the families, but as far as me feeling like I'm helping someone grow, I didn't see it. But now being in education and having students come back to me, or one of my students just emailed me and I'm like, you are not supposed to be emailing me. But they were like, hi, wow. I'm in 6th period. Like, I'm having so much fun. We're working on this, or dissecting octopus.
Oh, wow.
As a freshman in high school. But they sent me an email. So that brought me a lot of joy, especially because that's a student who, when I had them in 4th grade, they could not speak English. Wow. And so the fact that they're able to have a full-blown conversation in an email with technology, that brings me joy. And so it's just like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. This is my calling right now. Yes. I'm making a difference.
Yes, and you are excelling in education, and you would be surprised how there are so many, like, educators who are sometimes just there to just be there. But I can sense that you really care about pouring into the children, and that means a lot. And I know the parents appreciate that more than ever. And when I say you're excelling in education, baby, you're excelling in education. Okay, let me go down this list of all the amazing things that you're doing. First of all, okay, y'all, because she's just not an educator, okay? She sits on the department chair, okay, what? Clock it. Grade level chair. Let me not play. And you're deeply involved in shaping truly the young minds. What's been the most rewarding part of teaching math and science?
The most rewarding part, so honestly, so I was at a school who we were on the brink of, the last 2 years, well, not last year, but the previous 2 years. So the academic school year, we're in 25-26. So 23-24 and 22-23, we just did not do well. And so we went to a D school. We were a D school. And we were actually a Force F school, because if you have a D in more than 2 categories, they force you to an F. And so we just weren't doing well. And the teachers are great. Like, I feel we were doing what we were supposed to. It just wasn't working out. Some students, I hate the STAR test, but I think some students by the end of the year, they're depleted. And so we're still expecting them to take this, like, 8-hour test, and so it's a lot, and they're just not performing. It's not reflecting everything they did during the school year. Yeah. And so I think for me this year, to go from what we found out after our scores last year, so to go from an F school to, I say a B school because they was hating on us. That's another thing.
We don't want no haters around.
They were hating on our school. So we actually finished at a 79. And I'm like, come on, you could have gave us an 80.
Could have gave us an
right. 80. And so I think for me, just being able to see that and families reaching out, like, we did it. Like, yes, y'all did do it, because it definitely takes a village. And I think those parents were invested. They were on my side. A lot of times teachers, when they reach out to parents, it's always like this negative, why are you calling me? When they're at school, that's your responsibility. It's not mine. But these parents, is there something they can read at school or at home? I'm sorry. Is there something that you can send? You can send me to print it. Is there something I can be working on with them? Do you need help with your bulletin board? Do you need help putting up, I don't know, students' art? Is there anything that you need from me? The kids need snacks. And so last year's group, I think it was just a reflection of like what a community can do for kids. And so I think that brought me a lot of joy. The area that I'm in, it is a heavily emergent bilingual group. And so just to see those kids from the beginning, not being able to speak English very well to, a certified yapper, it brought me joy. And there's some that, I still see them and they'll come back because I have their siblings now. But just, I know a lot of the time people focus on like the data, but to see my students grow as people and individuals, some of them, I'll never tell them. I'm like, I'm in here crying, and even when people in junior high, like they're like, oh yeah, that was Dawson's kid. I love that. Like, yes, that is my child. Like, that was mine. Yep, that's mine. And they're like, yes, certain things that they do that I know that they were your student because it mimics you to a T. And so I think just being able to like leave my mark and just pour into these kids and them know that they're loved, even for them to come back to me. One of my students, her birthday just passed. She gives me even though she hasn't been in my class for 5 years, she gives me a birthday picture. Her mom does a whole birthday shoot.
I love
and
that.
So that means a lot just to know, like, I created a space where you felt seen and you could be yourself, that you still will come back to this day. And so that's what gets me going. That's what makes me happy. That's what, when the letter of intent, are you coming back? That's what I keep in the back of my mind. It's never the data. It's the kids. Like, I want to see them grow and just them being happy. Like, oh, I'm just so happy to be here. Or at the beginning of the school year, I'm so happy you're my teacher. Like, seeing that joy. And it's, because other students or siblings or whoever, like, oh, I had Miss Dawson. She was great. And so knowing that, even just a word of mouth, like, okay, great. Like, I'm happy that you're happy to be here. Because then that makes it easier.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of you pouring back into the community, because this is just really warming my heart, honestly, because you being able to pour into these younger generations is pivotal. You know what I'm saying? So you also, speaking of you pouring into the children, you also serve on the No Place for Hate committee through your school district. What is that essential element that drives your commitment to teaching inclusion, allyship, and kindness to the students?
Honestly, a lot of people, especially like being at Southern, a lot of them will be like, girl, no, I don't believe that. I don't think people understand, like, I was a weirdo. I still am. I still am a weirdo. But I was, like, quirky. I remember I got called alternative black. I'm like, what? They were like, you like all the things, but, like, black people, that's, like, not black people things. I'm like, no, it's what you make it. Like,
thank you.
I love horror. I love to read. I have a home library. Like, that's my thing. I like the things that I collect. People just, whatever, they would judge me for it. They think I'm weird. At one point, I was on the chess team in high school. These are things that I like to do. I don't know. I like enrichment. I like to feel like I'm growing. I like to be challenged. And so I think the No Place for Hate, it was important for me to be a part of that because I know what it's like to be different. And I do think a lot of the quirkiness and things that I did in other organizations I was a part of growing up, I got a pass because I was an athlete. So like the mathletes, I always think of Mean Girls.
Okay, I see.
But I wasn't embarrassed to be part of the mathletes. But I think I wasn't embarrassed because I had teammates who was like, yeah, no, like she a nerd, but she can ball, you know? And so I think I got a pass with a lot of things because I was an athlete. But I don't want Black children to always think you have to pick up a ball or a bat or shoot. You know, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
If you want to read a million books, you can read a million books.
Period.
If you want to do puzzles for fun, you can do that. If you want to go to museums, like the main character in my home is my art gallery wall. And so I like to collect art.
I love that.
And so there are things that I just felt it was important to start at a young age, because I think if you get them while they're young and you're letting them know it's okay to be different, then if they see something, they'll say something.
Yep.
Instead of letting it happen. Because, growing up, there were times I didn't always have a voice because I just wasn't comfortable. I might go get an adult, but I wouldn't step in. But now I don't care. And so I like when I see kids like, hey, don't do that, or don't talk to her, or it's okay to be different. And so I think if you instill in that when they're young, then they can go and blossom and be whoever they want to be. And so I do think that's important. When it comes to a student, like, you meet them where they are. Like, you don't change the soil. You give them what they need at that time.
Ooh, that's deep.
And so I felt that it was important. And of course, like, we have a social emotional language. There are different things that we show videos and talk to them about. And so it isn't as deep because they are younger, and some of the stuff, it may be surface level, but just setting that foundation for them, I think, is important. So as they grow up, they know that it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was important. Just being different, and even just being in that space. Like, I was always a little black speck. So there were things that I would do or go, or things that I would wear, or how I would wear my hair. Even now, I've been trying to make it a point, like, yes, I love my braids, I love my locks, I love my extensions, but I'm like, let me wear my natural hair.
And it looks
so
beautiful.
Thank you. So the little black girl is like, and there's some other, Miss Dawson, look at my hair, like I did my hair like you. Or if I do Bantu knots, there's a little girl, she did Bantu knots. And so I just think it's important just to be a representation of, like, yes, I was weird, I was quirky, yes, I was a mathlete, yes, I did competitions on Saturdays for robotics, but
I love robotics.
I'm still here. And I'm thriving, and I have friends.
Yeah.
I'm not what people portray on TV, like, oh, they're all by themselves and lonesome because they're weird. No, that's like not realistic.
Not at all.
And so I think just creating a space and having a program where students know, like, it is okay to be yourself. You will be fine. People will accept you, and you don't have to change who you are to fit in this space. I just think that was very important for me to do.
I'm glad you did that, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, dropping gems. And I told y'all she was a powerhouse, okay? I told y'all she was doing a great thing, and she's still doing a great thing. So when we get back, we're going to dive into the number of things, especially, I know y'all heard her being an educator, but she's also an entrepreneur too. So when we get back, we're going to dive into all of her amazing entrepreneur things. And y'all, just stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
This segment is made possible by Hive Mind Creative Agency, helping businesses share their story and grow their presence online. Hive Mind offers podcast-style marketing designed to fit each brand's voice. Learn more at hivemindhtx.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to From the Yard on WSUB 106.1. And as you know, I am here with Desiree. And when I tell y'all she has been dropping gems this entire episode, I mean dropping gems. I'm learning so much about this beautiful, amazing woman, this queen that's sitting right in front of me. Like, oh my goodness, not only are you an educator, but you're a thriving, okay, an exciting entrepreneur as well. So please, we're going to peel back these layers. Tell us more about D-Ray Hair Company, okay, and all of the things when it comes to you embracing your natural hair and embracing just the essence of the beauty behind everything.
So D-Ray Hair, it actually started, I can say it now because I'm not there anymore, but it started in Shade Hall.
Come on.
So I was
On
actually,
Southern.
yes, on Southern University's campus. I actually was doing sew-ins in my suite. So in my suite, I was doing hair. Being the oldest, I guess I could dial it back a little bit. Being the oldest, I have two baby sisters. So my mom working 2 jobs, I was doing their hair. And then when I got to high school, because my mom just kept us in braids. I played basketball, volleyball, softball. And so my mom she didn't want to deal with my hair. And so we always had braids. But then when I got to high school and the girls are wearing the sew-ins and they got the braids to their booty, I'm like, I want some of those. My mom, I'm not paying for that. And so I started doing my own hair. Prom, I did my own hair. I did my own quick weave. I did a friend's quick weave for prom.
Come on.
So that's how it happened. I started doing hair in high school. College, I did some Senegalese twists on myself, and my teammate was like, when did you get those and who did those? I was like, oh, I did them. And so I started doing teammates' hair. At the time, U-part wigs were a big thing. So I was making those. Clip-ins were popular. I was making those. And it was, giving me, I wasn't charging an arm and a leg, but I mean, it was giving me extra money. You bring the hair, I make it. I might make me a little $30, $40.
Talk about the hustle.
Right. This is enough for me to go to Vibes and have a good time.
Vibes was a time.
Yes.
Jigga train coming through.
Yes.
Hey.
So I was able to, have that extra money to get what I needed. We want to go to the mall, Louisiana for a little bit. Okay, cool.
Come on, Mall,
Give me,
Louisiana.
so that's how it started. And then I got really serious about it once I was in graduate school. Just the whole text me when you're available or email, it was just too much. And so I got my booking site. That's when I started taking pictures and putting the time on there. You know how long you're going to be here and get this hair and get that hair. And so now I got my little suite and
big suite. We ain't little in nothing. Big suite.
Oh, I was actually talking about the actual size. It is little.
It's okay.
Because I was just saying I need bigger space. But yeah, so I'm doing hair. I offer braids, locks, sew-ins, units, natural hairstyles. So the Bantu knots, the flat twist, 2-strand twist.
Come on.
So yeah, I'm offering all of these things if you need a trim. So yeah, these are things that I'm doing. I think it's just super important just to take care of a Black woman's hair.
Yes.
I feel like since we were little, people made it a big deal. It has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain length. And so I think just being able to offer all types of services, like you come to me for anything, I'm going to tell you it's cute. I don't care if your husband don't like it. Do you like it?
Hello?
So,
clock that.
Yeah. So like, what do you mean? He said he doesn't. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, he don't like that color. Okay, we're gonna do that color.
Period.
Because I'm petty.
I'm cracking up.
And so I just, and again, I think that's just me. I like when I'm done, how they look at themselves in the mirror and they're flipping their hair and they're dancing. I love that. And I feel even now that I have like a solid client base, just being able to sit, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to be here for 3 hours. Girl, what's the tea?
Wow.
The last time I talked to you, this was going on. Or, oh, give me your Starbucks order before you get here, And so I think just continuing to have that type of community and pour into my community.
Yes.
And these Black women, like, that's just super important for me. I tell people all the time, like, we are so essential.
Yes.
We're so essential. And
Absolutely.
so to know that, like, you coming for 3 hours can change the trajectory of your week because your hair is done, I love that. And I'm going to always do that. And so I just, that is what I do. That is what D-Ray Hair Co. offers.
Period.
And so it's just me, again, pouring back into my community, pouring back into Black women because we are essential. It is important for us to feel good, for us to look good, for us to just, save us 30 minutes. We need our rest, right? I feel like we're always working. We always doing for this person and that person. And so if you coming and sitting in my chair for 3 hours, it's going to help you get an extra hour of sleep every day. Please come and see me.
Yep.
So, and prices are not crazy. They're affordable. And I do pride myself in that, probably because it's not my only source of income. But yeah, that's how it started. My little bratty sisters.
Well, I love that. Not only are you just pouring back into like our community, you are creating movements, literally, seriously. So please, you recently launched Concrete Rose Athletics, okay? Such a powerful name. I have to say that, sis. What inspired this initiative focused on mental health and student athletes?
So honestly, I don't think a lot of people, and I just got the chills, because I don't think a lot of people understand the tabs that are constantly open in athletes' head. It's like you got to get the grades. You have to perform at practice so that you can actually be on the field, be in the starting lineup. You have to make these appearances if you're asked. You have to look a certain way on social media because people are looking up to you and you're expected to be a role model. When honestly, I went to Southern University. I wanted to play ball. They're paying for my school. Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm not thinking of, oh, this little girl is looking up to me. And I'm kind of glad at the time that I was there, social media wasn't a big deal. It wasn't so much of posting and tagging their Instagram, and because that might have been an issue for me. And so I founded it because it was a struggle. And I remember putting in the chat, I had made a group chat of our teammates. This was my first year in grad school. And I'm like, hey, I'm just checking in on y'all. Because I'll be honest, I'm struggling. Like going to the CAF alone. Who does that? You know what I mean? Like, it was betrayal if I was like, hey, did y'all go to the CAF already? Yeah, well, we were calling you were asleep. Well, you wait till I wake up.
Wait till I wake up.
And so I think it was a hard transition for me to go from being a student athlete to not being one. Like, I'm just a student. I don't know what this is like. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my time. And so it was a struggle for me. Mentally, it was a struggle. That's actually when I started going to therapy. I felt lost. I felt like, what am I doing? Like, you know, I was very lost at that time. And then when I reached out to my teammates, they didn't put it in the chat, but they started like calling me separately, like, yeah, I'm struggling with this, man, this is crazy. And I don't know what to do. Then one of my teammates was like, well, I'm gonna try to coach. That lasted like 3 months. She was like, girl, no, I'm not coaching. Like, this is not for me. And so I started it just because for me, that was like just struggling with that transition, but then knowing other people struggle with it, but then being in these spaces where it's like, oh, it wasn't just us, it was all of these different people. And so even now, like my sister, so she plays college softball. She's playing pro now. Shout out to Coco.
Come on.
Yeah, so she's playing for Atlanta Smoke. But she played for Texas A&M softball, and they're like little celebrities. When you in the SEC, you're a little celebrity. Mm-hmm. And so I think just seeing her, I'm like, girl, don't look on Twitter. I think she might have gotten to a point where she was like searching her name. And so I'm like, well, if my sister is dealing with this, who else is dealing with this? And so then I'm doing my research, and there are student athletes who are like taking their lives because it's just too much for them. And I'm like, when did it become this? Like, when did it become okay for spectators to threaten athletes on these platforms? Like, why do you think that's okay? These are children at the end of the day. Like, yes, we're young adults, but these are children. 18 and 22, like, even at 25, I didn't know completely who I was and what adulting was. And so for me, Concrete Rose Athletics, it was, okay, I'm going to get this. I'm going to start networking to where these student athletes have access to someone who they can talk to. Maybe they can't go through the school because, no offense, sometimes these counselors at the school, at these colleges, I don't know if they're overwhelmed, but just from the student athletes that I've talked to, it's not necessarily good advice. And so I wanted to create something where they had those resources, and even student athletes that are in high school now, maybe you don't want to go and play in college, because there are some people that they go and play because, well, if I don't, my parents can't pay for my college, but I want to pursue some type of degree. And so I just wanted people to be able to have access, and we're still working on it. This is only year 2. But what I've been able to do with it is raise money for scholarships. Maybe it'll cover like the books, because the book vouchers aren't always a lot of money. School supplies, if they need school supplies. I was able to sponsor a girl for prom.
Wow.
And so I would like to just, one, be an outlet, and then hopefully have more people that are open to like mentorship and talking to them and letting them know like this isn't the end all be all, but also for people who are just struggling. I'm done as a college athlete, but I'm not going and play pro. And so what do I do now? And just being able to connect them with people that, you know, it's okay. Like, you did what you were supposed to. You left it all on the field. You did your 4 years. Now we transition to this. And so it was just important for me to be able to create that. And again, hopefully, like, we can just really set in stone and really start reaching people, because it is certain. I mean, Kyron Lacey is an example. That's immediately who I thought of, where they're struggling. But I think a lot of the times, even from what I've seen on social media, it's like, well, he went to LSU and he's getting all this NIL money and he has this and he has that. Y'all don't know what people are going through. It's like they don't see them as a human. And so that's frustrating. That's very frustrating for me. And I will say I am grateful that I didn't have to deal with that. Like, there's some people who are like, oh, well, Southern University, like, that's a small school. Well, baby, it's still a D1.
Period.
And I still got my 2
is.
degrees, and it was paid for.
Period.
So, but I do want to be able just to help people. Like, you don't want to go and play in college? Okay, let's look at these grants. We're going to pull every single one. Okay, now that we have it laid out, what does this essay say? What does this essay say? Okay, so you can use this one essay for all 4 of these grants. I will help you. Let's write them. I'll look over it, put it in the envelope, mail it off. And so that is what I want to be able to do for people. Not because I don't want to say that I didn't have that for me. My mom just didn't have time. My mom, hardworking woman, but she didn't have time. So a lot of the things I was doing on my own. But I'm like, if there is somebody that I can help, I want to be able to help you, because I know what it's like to have your back against the wall. I was around a lot of first generation college graduates. And so I just want to be able to lend that hand because I've been there before.
I love that. Sis, I'm telling y'all, dropping gems and creating gems. Seriously. Wow. Not only have you started this amazing initiative, which I believe is very powerful, very pivotal, because like you said, people only see what is either portrayed on social media or portrayed on the television screen, but they don't understand that people are actually going through things, and having this as an outlet is very, very, very turnkey. So however I can support, please just let me know. Seriously.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Like, girl.
I appreciate it.
Of course. And peeling back another chapter. In 2022, you became a co-author, and we tapping into her authorship because y'all ain't know that she was an author now, okay? Okay, because we diving into it. In 2022, you became a co-author in the HBCU Experience featuring Southern University's second edition. What was it like to tell your story and represent Southern on that platform? And how important is it to you to contribute to the narrative of HBCU excellence and representation?
So being a part of that was amazing, and just being able to be with different authors and have different experience, because once you're a part of it, you're all friends now. And so we still keep in touch. We follow each other on Instagram, add each other on Facebook. And so even with the dinner for like the launch and the signing party, it was nice to just be able to connect to everyone. And some people, I'm like, girl, we were there at the same time. But she was like, well, I remember seeing you, girl, but you was fine for your life. I'm like, yeah, them 2 days was whipping me.
Girl.
They was whipping me.
Days or something else.
And so just being able to be a part of that and read the different stories, because everyone's story is different. Even like certain experiences. There was a girl who, she was in biology and she ended up switching to chemistry because she hated it. But I love my biology professors.
Wow. Dr.
Sam Cuddy, she was the one who was like, are you sure you want to go to med school? Have you thought about teaching? And it's funny now because when we talk, I'm like, girl, because I was like, girl, I don't even like kids. You don't know me. And so the fact that I'm like in education, you know, it's just kind of like, okay, maybe you do know me. But just being able to see different angles of like how people felt, it was amazing. Even there was another athlete who was in it, but he was in baseball. But baseball is like, everybody loves baseball. And then softball field over there. But just his experience, being able to read different people's experience, being able to meet their families, like we had a lot in common. And so that was amazing. But I do think it's important for these books. Ashley Little. That's the person who like founded the HBCU Experience movement. I appreciate her, and I appreciate her because so many times people who have never set foot on an HBCU are the people that are trying to write the narratives.
Wow.
And so I think it's important for these books because I do feel right now that HBCUs are under attack.
Yes.
And they are trying to take them down, and they are trying to paint them in a certain light. And so having these books with all of these authors, text evidence, because that's another thing. I won't be surprised if they start banning these books.
I pray that they don't.
That they can read it and know, like, this is actually what it was. This is what they say, but this is actually the experience. And so I think her being able to capture that, it was beautiful. It was amazing being able to connect with people. Some of the first edition authors were there to support us for the second edition. So it was amazing. And for me, it was just like a sense of pride because that was never what I was expecting. When I went to Southern, I'm like, okay, I'm going to come to Southern University. I'm going to play softball. I'm going to get my degrees, and I'm going to go into the working world. Like, I had no intentions of, I'm going to go play pro. I didn't want to do any of that. But to know, like, I left my mark, and there's a book with my name in it.
Come on.
And my picture, and my chapter, and my bio. So that's like a beautiful thing. I have it on my shelf at home. It's my pride and joy.
Come on.
I have my plaque on my, on my shelf. But no, it's a beautiful thing. I love Southern. I'm like stumbling on my words, but everything that I am is from Southern University. Everything. And I think my parents, they always seen it, but I was always in a space where I feel that they were worried. Like, you can't be that out loud. It's not safe. And so to go to Southern University, and it's just, you be as black as you want. You be as loud as you want. You be as proud as you want.
Period.
And no one is going to touch you here.
At all.
And so I really thrived, and I bloomed in like who I'm supposed to be. And even now, I met you at Southern University.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've met some great people that are still around, like my best of friends. And it was just a great space. And I hate to be that person like, the best years of my life were college, because I am happy. Like, I'm happy with the life that I'm living now. But those years at Southern University were so special.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to experience that again. You can't replicate it. You can't, because that's a new thing now. Like, our PWI, we have no, it's still a PWI. This is HBCU, it's PWI.
Completely different.
Because I always see that online. I'm like, that's annoying. Stop doing that. You went to your PWI, and that's fine. You're educated. And I love education. But stop trying to slap HBCU on there, because that's not what that institution is.
No facts.
And so it was just a very special place. Like, I'm over here smiling,
reminiscing.
Yes, because the people are amazing, and I do feel it is a threat. People see it as a threat to society, because everything that you say that we're not, you see it times thousands.
Yeah.
And these, even people I graduated with, lawyers, engineers, more lawyers, doctors, principals, nurse, like, just black excellence.
Yes.
And you say it's not there. Or like when I'm in high school and I'm looking around and I'm the only person in my AP English class, I'm like, man, like, it can't be like this forever. And then you go and everyone is like this. Everybody graduated top 10%. Everyone graduated with honors.
Yep.
And so it's like, why wouldn't you want to be here?
Yeah, no fact.
And that's honestly like just how I feel about it. And then when you're there, they push you.
Yep, absolutely.
Because they're not mediocre where they're not allowing it.
Hello.
Your friend's not allowing it. Your professor's not allowing it.
Mm-mm.
I had a professor who told my coach, and then my coach emailed my mom.
Girl,
I had an 8 o'clock. I was struggling with the 8 o'clock, but she's not living up to her potential, and she said that she was going to do this, and she's slacking, and I appreciated it, though. I needed it. It was organic chemistry. I needed it. But it's just like a professor at a PWI is not doing that.
Yeah, no.
They're not doing that.
Mm-mm. It just hits different when you are going to like an HBCU and to hear all of the amazing stories that you've acquired just while being there, and to hear what you're doing now and that you're still literally pouring back into the university. You're a proud member of both the S Club and the Southern University Alumni Federation of Houston chapter.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to stay connected and give back to the Jaguar family?
It's just super important. Again, like with the funding, with what that meant. I'm not going to say his name that's supposed to be running this country. I don't know. I don't like our babysitter. Somebody need to come and get us in America. That's why I call him the babysitter. But the way that he's trying to pull funding, I think it is super important. Like, we have to come together as alumni and start raising the money that we need. And so I do think it's important. So the S Club membership is more geared toward athletics. So I knew I had to make sure, because I'm like, come on, the softball team, I'm not going to lie though, our facilities they're better. They're better. I think just the placement is weird by the railroad track. But the facilities are better. The social media, it's going really well. So I like to say that my membership fees help with that. So S Club is geared more toward athletics.
Okay.
And so there are perks with it. I think the breakdown is true. The lowest level is true, but it's true, white, blue, gold, and platinum. But every single one is like a different thing. So like the highest one, you get like club suite tickets, homecoming tailgate. Yeah. So it's a lot of different perks. The Jaguars Den, they have like a mixer. So there are different perks to, yes, thank you for your donation, but also there are some perks that come with this.
I love that.
And so that's with the S Club membership. And then the Southern University Alumni Federation. So you can join wherever. So I was in Baton Rouge at first, and then I transferred to Houston. But it's nothing crazy. We meet, which I need to do better. It's been like a couple months, but we meet the second Thursday of every month. And sometimes it might be like your committee, so you can sign up for a committee. It could be like corporate affairs. It could be outreach, recruitment. And so you sign up for what you would think is best. Last year, there were 3 different grants that local high school students could sign up for. So it's really just raising money to like get these students in Houston like, hey, yes, I know TSU is here and PV is here, but why don't you want to come to the boot?
Yeah.
And so they have different funding for that. And then they have stuff that's also just for the school as well. But yeah, it's great. And then they have different events, especially if you sign up for committees. Usually the committees within each other will meet and have different things. But I know like they have the annual Crawfish Bowl every year, which is super fun.
Come on.
Yes. And then last year they had the gala for Mardi Gras. And so they raise money with that. So you can buy a ticket or a table, and then all those proceeds go to Southern University. So they have different things, and like mentorship, I'm actually considering that, where you can basically let them know that you're interested. And then if there's a student who is asking for a mentor, they'll connect you. And then there's like certain guidelines for how often you meet. And you just do it for a year. So let's say if you're like, I didn't really do well with this, or I don't think it's for me, then you just don't sign up for it again. But they do really well with just like community outreach and creating different things for people to come to and just find out like what's so great about Southern University, and then just being able to network also. A lot of the times in those meetings, because, people don't go all the time, but when you go, you introduce yourself, and, then you get connected. Because I know even just with the networking, that's kind of how I'm where I am now. As far as the Concrete Rose Athletics, there was someone who was like, well, let me connect you to this person. And so it's also great just for networking if there's a certain trajectory you're trying to go through with your career. So
come on, sis.
Yeah.
Come on, sis. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this woman here, before we wrap up the episode, I always ask my guests to leave a JAG gem. And that could be advice that you would like to share for any listeners, anyone who is going to Southern. What advice, or even if you had to tell your younger self something, what JAG gem would you leave with our listeners today?
My JAG gem, and it's going to sound like shade, but I promise you it's not shade. That paperwork, make a copy. If it's digital, put it on a drive. If you spoke to someone, ask for their name and number. Write down the time. Write down the department. You got to have a paper trail. That's one thing I will say. And that my mom, before I even set foot on that campus, told me that you need to have a paper trail. Save everything. Make a copy. Even I had papers when I finally graduated, and it wasn't until I had my degree in my hand, not the cover, the actual degree. That's when I was like, okay, I can shred these papers. Everything I kept, copies of my transcripts, copies of my schedule, copies of my billing statement. Mind you, I'm on a scholarship, but let me make sure, because y'all like to play sometimes. So, and so yes, that's my JAG gem. Have a paper trail. Make sure you know. Don't describe the person, because if someone was to describe me, today I have a puff, tomorrow I'm gonna have locks. So you know. Write down their name, write down their number. This is important. So they know specifically. You can't, I talked to a woman. No. name, number, because then they'll take you seriously. Oh, you asked? Yes, I asked for that information. So that would be my gym for sure. That would be my gym for sure.
That's a very good gym. Okay.
Yes.
Period. Please let everybody know where they can connect with you and just tap in with Desiree. Period.
So I am on Instagram. You can follow me at Desiree Dawson, DeeRee Dawson. If you're trying to get your hair done, you can follow me at Desiree Hair Co. DeeReeHairco. And if you like to read, so I do have a bookstagram where I rate books. Everyone should be reading. Everyone should love to read.
Yes.
You can follow me at Reading with Ray. So readingwith.ray.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, she's a powerhouse, okay? She's a jag gym. Literally her herself. You heard her share all of her amazing stories. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all took something from today's show. And remember to be bold, don't fold, and come through the fire as gold. We out.